Wednesday night in Toledo. A corner kick right here from Hannah Crum would find its way to Ella Carolock as Detroit City FC come away with a 2-0 victory in Toledo against Toledo Villa at Paul Hotmer Field. But last night in Romeo, Ann Arbor would strike back. Al Irvin gets the hat trick as AFC Ann Arbor beats Union FC Macomb. A pivotal match here in Kalamazoo tonight on Soccer Night Detroit.
It's 2-1, Detroit City FC. Detroit City FC makes history, reaches the summit, and claims the 2024 USLW League Central Conference Final.
It's the final regular season game for the women as they take on Kalamazoo FC from Mayor's Riverfront Park in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mayor's Riverfront Park as we are here for the final regular season match in the USLW Great Lakes Division. Still an important match, though, for Detroit City FC as they, are in that tight race with AFC Ann Arbor as far as the points go in the division. Let's just get right to the highlights from last night's game. It's pretty much both teams were holding serve with each other in this last week of the regular season. A big game, as I mentioned last night, over in Romeo. Let's get to those highlights right now. Start off in the 9th minute of play here. AFC Ann Arbor, or Union Macomb, trying to move upfield, and pass would be sort of intercepted, but a little nutmeg there. L. Irvin finds the back of the net, and AFC Ann Arbor goes up by a score of 1-0. Fast forward to the 24th minute of play. Foul inside the box by Union FC Macomb would result in a penalty kick. I don't believe Irvin was taking the kick at that time, and we'll show you the highlights of that penalty kick. The goalkeeper for Union FC Macomb makes a stop there, and we go into halftime at 1-0 in favor of AFC Ann Arbor. 12 seconds into the second half, L. Irvin strikes again, and AFC Ann Arbor goes up 2-0 at the time, and but Union FC Macomb would come back in the 50th minute of play, intercepted in the Ann Arbor zone, where L. Jablonski gets this pass here and will find the back of the net, creeping closer as it is 2-1 at that point in favor of AFC Ann Arbor. But this corner in the 69th minute, L. Irvin would get her hat trick here. AFC Ann Arbor up 3-1 at that point. But Union just wouldn't go away here. 81st minute of play, foul inside the box, penalty kick awarded to Union FC Macomb. Riley Fenton would go to the spot here, and she would end up connecting from the spot, making it a 3-2 matchup. Macomb would have their chances late in the match, though. This one chance, though, being one of their final chances. High kick, hits the football upright, and AFC Ann Arbor comes away with the victory by a score of 3-2. What does that mean? Of course, as you know, AFC Ann Arbor is back up on top by 1 point ahead of Detroit City FC. They are also up on the points per match as well. And, of course, why is this game important today? Well, Detroit City, all they have to do is hold serve after performance Wednesday night over at Toledo Villa, where they came away with a 2-0 victory. Goals by Nina Ferraro and Ella Kerouac were the difference in that matchup there at Toledo Villa. And of course, high confidence for this Detroit City squad going into this game. They know what they have. They know what they have to face here. They have to hold their end of the bargain, as so to speak. They will be, though, without one of their top players. Sophia Romine is on her way to Europe. In fact, she spent her time here most of the summer with Detroit City FC, and she will not be available for tonight's matchup here in Ann Arbor. Tatiana Mason, however, as mentioned during after hours on Wednesday night, will be available for selection in the lineup today. Those lineups will go down right around 6 o'clock. We'll pass them along to you via the socials and the Faithful for Detroit City page. But yeah, can't underestimate the importance of this matchup today, because with a win, Detroit City FC would go back on top in points, not points per match, but in points. Then what would have to happen tomorrow in Ann Arbor at Holloway Field, 3 o'clock kickoff for that one. You can see that one on Sports Edge Play as well. AFC Ann Arbor would have to draw or lose to Toledo Villa in order for Detroit City FC to win the division and make the playoffs, as there are 4 teams that are invited to the playoffs. Sorry for squatting down there for a second. As I look at my notes here from that, and in that Central Conference, Minnesota Aurora, Kings Hammer, and now the Pittsburgh Riveters are all entered into that Central Conference playoff, which will be happening next weekend. The 4th will be decided, obviously, in the next couple of days. There has been no announcement of where the semifinals and final will be taking place for the Central Conference as of yet. I'm sure they'll be coming down after all the games are finished up as well. We haven't heard anything as far as that goes. So, and of course, it's not really based on the best record or most points or whatever it is. It goes by bids. So, we probably will not find out more until later on this weekend, maybe Monday, as far as the location of that Central Conference final goes. But Minnesota Aurora and Kings Hammer have locked in the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the Central Conference, leaving the Great Lakes reigning conference champions, DCFC, are currently on the outside looking in, but Ann Arbor needs to earn results in its final 2 matches of the weekend. Well, now final 1 after last night's result. Expansion club Pittsburgh Riveters clinched that playoff spot last night, or actually on it was last night, to earn a trip into the USLW playoffs. So a lot of ramifications here, a lot of high stakes here. And as you know, Dave DeWahey and his group and the coaching staff here are very much up to the challenge. So needless to say, the stakes are high here today, here at Mayor's Riverfront Park, where history has not been kind to Detroit City here as far as getting a positive result here. Last couple times they've been out here at Mayor's Riverfront Park, they ended up being in draws. So for Detroit City to advance or to continue on and possibly get a playoff spot, they have to erase that memory of the draws in order to get 3 points here this afternoon. So it's a paramount that Detroit City ends up with 3 points this evening here. You can catch the game on Sports Engine Play. I do believe Kalamazoo FC has a stream. It'll be the same stream. Let's just put that. They have a stream on YouTube as well, so it'll be on that. So 2 options. You can watch that game tonight. But Sports Engine Play, they have all the USLW games for this year, and also USL2 games. So, another big game that's taking place today. We already talked about the Jägermeister Cup earlier. If you haven't seen that episode yet, it is up on YouTube right now. Our Jägermeister Cup episode, which we recorded right Wednesday prior to this match. I'm not going to do the prediction thing. We already did the predictions for this game earlier in the week. Just want to let you know that Steve predicts a 2-0 victory. I'm predicting about the same here going forward. So let's get those picks out of the way. There's, as I mentioned, another big match that's taking place this afternoon. Detroit City FC 2 is playing in the playoffs themselves. They are taking on, as I look into my photo thing, I don't know if I got that up as of yet. Doesn't look like I do. But they are playing in Grosse Pointe. That game will be kicking off, and I'm sure by the time this video drops, it'll probably be underway. They're playing in the UPSL playoffs at in Grosse Pointe this afternoon. So best of luck to Brad Dunwell and those guys. And he got those guys prepared for a matchup in the playoffs on Wednesday night at Keyworth Stadium for the game against Santos Laguna. Let's hear what Brad has to say.
The guys a lot, take a lot of pride in this, right? We're trying to build something special with the second team, so try to hold them to that same standard, and they almost always rise to that demand. Hopefully, it's a little motivational thing where maybe they wake up and realize and say, I'm not that far off, and I have room to grow for sure, but hopefully, the carrot maybe is a little bit closer in front of them and they can go achieve some bigger things in the game. Better than a normal Wednesday training session, I think we were able to manage the minutes of the guys. I think everyone got about the load that we needed. We got to evaluate some second team guys and really be serious about what they look like against top opponents. So I think realistically we got what we wanted out of the game.
And that match, as I was trying to mention earlier, I was trying to pull it up on the photos on my other device that I have. Didn't work out. Got it on this one. Duca FC out of Milford, Michigan. Kind of a little bit in the area of DCFC Huron Valley. Let's just put it that way there. So, can you say intertown rivalry there? Not really. Not really too much, but that is the semifinal. Joseph P. Healy Field is the location of that thing, and we will have a result from that coming up on After Hours later on tonight. Like I said, it's been a great ride with this women's team this year. I've traveled, basically, I started off my traveling with Detroit City FC this year in Ann Arbor for the match against AFC Ann Arbor, the first game of the year, where Kayla Addison scored the first goal of the year. Ended up being a 2-1 loss for Detroit City that night at Holloway Field. But since then, Detroit City FC, other than the other blip that occurred last Saturday at Keyworth against AFC Ann Arbor, have been pretty consistent amongst the year. 1 draw on the year, 7 clean sheets on the year. They only have allowed 1 goal, and that was to Union FC Macomb back in Romeo, and that was about 2 or 3 weeks ago there. So, I mean, strong heartbeat of the defense there. Another player that's not going to be available tonight, and we allude to that, is Allison Lapointe. But Charlotte Huggard played the role rather nicely on Wednesday night in Toledo. Expect her to be in between the pipes again, as they're going to be kind of a little bit shorthanded on goaltender, as well as Kirsten Williams is not available for tonight's selection as well. So we're looking at possibly a little bit of a rotated squad going into this thing, but standouts like Kayla Addison, Hannah Crum, as I mentioned earlier, Tatiana Mason will be part of the lineup tonight. Ella Offer, you expect to see those names out there as they try to hold serve. And that's what it's all about tonight, folks. Holding serve against a team that they have drawn twice against in the past couple years. So, needless to say, it's a big one tonight. It's going to be a hot one tonight. As I'm here now, we're expecting our faithful contingent to come about. There's going to be quite a few people that are heading out there. Shout out to you guys traveling out there. Hope you make it out here safe. And shout out to those at the clubhouse that are at the watch party, and drag queen bingo that's going on over there tonight. So kind of jealous that I'm not there, but you know what? Important things are happening here in Kalamazoo, so that's why I'm out here. I'll tell you what, if this match wasn't so important, I'd be over there. But to say the least. But nonetheless, though, it is a great time. It's been a great run with these gals once again. Special thanks go out. I want to give a bunch of shout outs. The special shout outs go to Dave Dwahey, Danny Evans, the players and staff or the staff, the players of this USLW side, another outstanding year of covering y'all. And I tell you what, it's been fun, and I've been happy to make all these road trips to the different venues in the Great Lakes Division this year. And I am very, honored and privileged to be a part of this. And special thanks to Dave for doing all the interviews throughout the years. Special thanks to Hannah Crum. She did a couple interviews this year with us. Ella Carolock, who joined us on Wednesday night as well. Allison LaPointe joined Steve for an interview over at Keyworth Stadium as well. But like I said, special thanks to all those involved with the Detroit City FC women. And like I said, best of luck going forward. Whether we end up winning tonight and things go our way, best of luck going forward as we head into those playoffs, as you know. So, but we will be right here for after hours, giving you the full match or full coverage of the events happening here in Kalamazoo. Also, a update of what happens with the two teams, and of course, the game between Hartford and Detroit City FC in the Jägermeister Cup for the men's side. So a big day, triple header of soccer. It can't get any better than this. We had a triple header last time we had a triple header. I was out in Brighton covering Brad Dunwell's two team as they defeated Detroit Metro FC at Legacy Center. So it's been a great year. Been a great year for as far as the road coverage is concerned. Whether it's been in Chicago, whether it's been down in Toledo, Grand Rapids, whatever. It's been a great year, and I like to thank my cohort behind the camera today. My daughter Sam, she helped me out in Chicago. She's helping me out here again today. Shout out to her. And like I said, we keep rolling on here. After hours, after the match here from Kalamazoo, we'll record that. Expect that thing coming out around Sunday morning or so. So until we meet again, folks, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the galaxy.